So, what do you think of these two charming fellows? This is Joseph Goebbels and Stephen Miller. Joseph was a henchman for Hitler and enjoyed torturing people and doing god awful, unspeakable things. Now, people do say the resemblance in personality and appearance that Stephen Miller, born in 1985, is a reincarnation of this guy. It's possible. And let's look at Stephen Miller's chart. And this is brought to you by FYI Sahara YouTube. You can find me on the airwaves if you type FYI Sahara into your Google search, and somehow we will link up on the magical airwaves of the internet. Also subscribe, because I have some more things to bring you, especially on an update on the 9/11 2001 tragedy with the Twin Towers. Oh, and also Herr Trump's chart. It gets more interesting as every day passes. A quick look at Little Stevie, that's what I call him, Stephen Miller's chart, shows a very lucky and fortunate chart. Let me tell you, the world's worst and cruelest people have had excellent charts. They learn early on they can get away with anything. It starts with stealing a candy in a store, on up to stealing millions and hurting thousands and millions of people. So the good charts are not always a blessing. And they've been given free rein to do whatever they want. Do they do good with it? Yes, they do. Eleanor Roosevelt is a good example, and so is Einstein, my hero. So, however, the one thing I have noticed is Jupiter retrograde in the first house, also in the me hemisphere. It goes from the 10th house to the 4th house. It's all about me, especially in the first house. It's all about me, and I've seen this over and over and over. No regard for other people. So, given a lucky chart and no regard, Pluto, the great plutocrat, is on the midheaven. The Mayans believed when a baby is born, if you walk outside and you look straight up, and what's the first planet in the midheavens, that's your destiny. So here it is, Pluto on the midheaven. This is exactly the picture of this guy when he was born in 1985. So he wants power, the plutocrat. I will do anything to get power, anything for control. All of it stems from a fear of death. So, but killing other people. So we're talking little children in cages. The guy has just started. He needs to be watched carefully, because he's just started in a destructive career of hate. Here we have the most interesting thing is Al Goal, a fixed star, meaning the Weeping Sisters, the Headless Man. It is a group of stars that are very evil, and so is Via Combusta. Via Combusta means fiery way, W-A-Y. So these two things together, fixed stars, bring about problems, big problems. I've seen it before when I've done charts. Now, where is this house cusp? This house is children. I imagine that Herr Stephan has problems with his own children, or never had any, which I hope so. And some people, you really don't want them to have kids. It's scary. So here we have, or they turn into monsters. So the fifth house is damage and cruelty to children. And this here, alcohol, the headless, the weeping his sisters. The weeping sisters has great meaning to me, as I have lived with people with these aspects. When you learn astrology, you start to live it every day and see it in action, and fiery way. Nothing but disaster here. And here comes Saturn creeping up on this house cusp. Okay, and so we have Jupiter retrograde in the first house. We have Pluto. I want power at all costs. I don't care what I have to do. And he will gravitate it toward it. And cruelty to children. This will go off into other areas. The fifth house is lovers. So that might turn into a spicy area of his life, or interesting. Children, athletes, gambling, speculation. And this is somebody that puts it on the line in the stock market and gets a bad surprise. And he tries to pull things behind the scenes to, insider trading. And it gets worse. I suspect he had something, an inkling of the 9/11 disaster. Now, previously, if you're a subscriber, you've gotten to see some of the more in-depth pictures of Donald Trump's chart. I'll show you something more about alcohol, and move it up just a little bit here. 24 degrees on the midheaven. So this is, once again, we have a lucky chart. He has lots of good things that should make life. He's never happy. This is not a happy person. However, he's lucky. He's the one that said, I can go out to Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody in the head and I won't get in trouble. He learned early on that he could get away with things. And like I said, this starts in the candy store, and they get away with it, they get their hands slapped, and they start to enjoy it. It's their choice. It's like God said, hey, here you go. Let's see how you handle all this good luck. You could do anything you want. Imagine that. Imagine being born and figuring out by the time you're a toddler, you can do anything you want. I saw it with my nephew, and he had some of Stephen Miller's aspects, and he could do anything he wanted. He ended up in jail by the time he was 20. However, he got off easy. If he was a black kid in the ghetto, he'd still be there, thanks to the Nazis we have controlling our Congress. So I wanted to point out Donald Trump's alcohol and via combusta. This is his career. His career ended in Halloween of 2017, full moon eclipse. On that day, the Mueller report started, and Fire and Fury by James Comey came out. That was the end, but it's been a slow and painful death for him. And will he get off easy? Will he be able to do the god-awful things he's done? Yeah. Something's going to happen. He won't have to suffer through this stuff. So I think that I want to bring an update on the 9/11 incident and what I feel started the whole thing. So subscribe so I can bring you more goodies and interesting things. Also, any requests you have, that's always fun.